I'm going to share with you guys the books that I plan on reading for the month of July. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is a little bit different. I normally don't do sit down videos on this channel, but I wanted to try something new this month. So let's see how this goes. Also, I want to apologize real quick if you can hear like chewing or gnawing on something. My dogs think they need to be right at my feet with their bones, chewing them. I don't know why. Like, they could go lay in the living room and yet they want to be in here under my feet. Just, yeah. Anyway, so today's video is going to be a to be read video. And what that is basically I'm going to share with you guys the books that I plan on reading for the month of July, which I'm really excited about. If you've been watching my vlogs, you know I've recently got back into reading, and I am so excited to share the books that I plan on reading throughout the month of July. Obviously, I may not read them all, but I'm going to try to get through my list. So I'm going to share that with you guys, and we're going to go through all the books that I plan on reading for the month of July. I've got a stack right here, and this isn't even all of them because there are a couple that I'm hoping that I can find in the bookstore and read. So let's just get started though. So the first one I have is this one called You Shouldn't Have Come Here. Forgive the little Target sticker. I hate that they put these on here, but it's fine. Anyway, so You Shouldn't Have Come Here. It looks like it's going to be a thriller kind of mystery sort of situation. Just reading the back of the book, it looks like there's a girl who tries to kind of escape her busy life. So she finds this Airbnb, and basically things kind of go downhill on her little mini vacation. So there's like a lack of cell service, there's a missing person, and it's just making her feel like this Airbnb on this ranch is not someplace she needs to be. So I am very excited. I've been eyeing this book for so long, and finally the other day at Target I was like, I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna buy it, read it. I'm so excited. I have definitely been into this style of book where it's like a murder mystery type of thing. It's just been something that I've been really into lately. So I'm very excited to read this, and obviously I will do a book review once I read it. Hopefully it's good. If you've read this one, let me know in the comments below. Did you like it? Just, it looks interesting. The next one on my list, literally bought this book when it came out and I still have yet to read it, but James listened to it on audio and he said it was really good, and that he keeps saying you need to read it, you need to read it, and I was like, I wasn't really in a reading mood whenever I got this, so now that I am, I definitely want to read this. But it is the Britney Spears The Woman in Me, so I'm excited to read this and kind of get a glimpse into what it was like to be in Britney's world and what the stuff she went through. I've heard about it and it just sounds terrible that anybody has to go through that, but I'm definitely excited to just read it from her perspective and what she had to go through. And honestly, I just hope that she finds a good circle of people to be around and gets, you know, some help and healing through this, because this just sounds traumatic. Like, just the stuff I've heard about this, I'm like, nobody would come out of that being okay, you know what I mean? So I'm excited to finally sit down and read this. Next up, I have Part of Your World, A Twisted Tale. So this is basically like what would have happened if Ariel hadn't defeated Ursula. It's a different twist on a Disney, like a classic Disney tale. So my best friend has like, I think all of these books, maybe not all of them, but she has several of them and she's read them and she's like, they're really good, you need to read them. And she had an extra copy of this one, so she gave it to me, and I did actually start reading it. I read a little bit because I was at her house. We were kind of having like a reading party, and so I did start reading it. It does seem interesting, so hopefully I can finish it. It's not, I guess because right now I'm currently into like the mystery thriller things, I feel like I'm not gravitating to this one as much, but I definitely want to finish this. So my goal is to read this because I know it's going to be interesting, and I love Disney, so I know that I'm going to like it. But I think just getting into it, because I've been on this like mystery thriller kick lately, it's a little bit harder for me to be like, okay, gotta switch my brain to Disney, you know what I mean? But it is on my list to finish this one, so we shall see if that happens. So I really do like personal development books. I just have a hard time reading them because they're not always as interesting as like a mystery thriller. But one that I really want to read this month is this one called Braving the Wilderness. And I've heard a lot of things about this author, Brené, I think is how you say her name, Brené Brown. And I really just want to read this and I want to improve myself. You know, I think that should always be a goal, is to just keep improving and learning and reading and just, you know, understanding why we act the way that we do, or how can we improve the way that we act or feel things, or you know what I mean? So I definitely think this one is going to be a good one. It's talking about the quest for true belonging and the courage to stand alone. I think it's going to be really good, really interesting. But I've had this one for a while and I just have not picked it up to read it. So I'm hoping in the month of July I can read it. I have quite a few plane trips. I have quite a few times that I'm going to be on the airplane or in the car in the month of July. It's going to be a busy one. So I'm hoping that I can read these books while I'm doing that. Next up, you know it wouldn't be a to be read video without talking about my girl Frida McFadden. If you guys have been watching my vlogs, you know I have been obsessed with her books recently. I've read 5 of them in the past month. So I've been obsessed. And the next one that I'm planning on reading is The Locked Door. This is actually the next book that I'm just planning on reading. Like, I do want to read those books I showed you, but this is the next one on the list. And I am really excited about this one. It seems really creepy, so I'm probably going to read this one while I'm with James. I don't know. I feel like I need to read this when somebody's here with me. And I'm going to be gone for a week in July. I'm going to the lake with my family. And so I could read this one there too because I'm going to be with people. But it just seems creepy. I don't know. But I've heard mixed things about this one. I'm hoping that it's good though. It definitely sounds like it's going to be good, and knowing Frida McFadden, she's got some crazy twists to her book, so I'm sure I'm going to be like, what the heck just happened? So this is the next one that I'm planning on reading. All right, and the last one that I actually have here with me and why I may be adding more to the list is The Housemaid. So this one is a series of 3, and I think the third one just released this month. My Target does not have the second or third one. They've been out of stock like the past couple times I've gone. I should have just picked them up when I saw them the first time, but I didn't because I didn't even have this copy. So I would like to read this one. In fact, this might be the last book that I plan on reading in July because then I could read the other 2 in August. But I feel like once I read this one, I'm gonna want to read the other 2 right away. So that's why it's on my list. There could be others on my list, but I might just push this one to the end of July, and then that way I can read the other 2 in August. I've heard really good things about this. In fact, when I was buying this at Barnes & Noble, the lady who was checking me out said, yes, this one's really good. So I'm excited to read this one because Frida McFadden is like, I really like her style. I like her books. Even the ones that have not been my favorite, I've still enjoyed. So I'm sure I'm gonna, you know, enjoy reading this and obviously want the other 2. So those are all the books that I plan on reading in the month of July. We will see if I get through that. I feel like that's a lot of books, but I also am just like, I've really been on my reading game lately. And like I said, I have several trips coming up in the month of July where I'm gonna be sitting on an airplane for a while. So it's like the perfect time to read a book because you can't really go anywhere or do anything else. You know, you're stuck on the plane. So that's my plan. Hopefully we can make it through that stack of books, but let me know what's on your list of reading for the month of July. Like, what books are you planning on reading? Let me know in the comments below. Maybe it'll be something I want to add to my list. I don't know. I'm also thinking about joining a local book club, and their book for the month of August is a Colleen Hoover book. So I might be adding that to my list as well, because if I end up going and joining this book club, obviously I want to read the book before, you know, so I might add another one. But right now, those are the books that I have on my list. So yeah, let me know what you guys are reading for the month of July, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye guys.